Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I will show you the recap of an indigenous Hindi horror movie titled Tumbad. Spoiler alert, watch out and take care. A mythological story about a goddess who created the entire universe. The plot revolves around the consequences when humans built a temple for her firstborn. Set in Tumbad in the 1920s, the story revolves around the three generations of a family facing the consequences when they built a temple for the firstborn of a goddess named Hastar, he who must not be worshipped. Hastar is a terrible entity who can curse a person, yet also can grant gold coins, and the story put emphasis on human nature and the never-ending greed. The goddess of prosperity is the symbol of unlimited gold and food, and this earth is her womb. When the universe was created, she gave birth to 160 million gods, but the goddess loved her first child above all, Hastar. But today you won't find his name in any ancient scripture because he wanted all of the goddess's gold and food. He managed getting the gold, but just as he went for the food, all the other gods attacked him. With every blow, Hastar shattered into fragments. But before he could dissolve into stardust, the goddess saved him, but on the condition that he will never be worshipped and be forgotten. For aeons, Hastar slept in his mother's womb, but one day, our ancestors involved him and built a shrine in his name. They say since that day, all gods' wrath has been raining on Tumbad. In 1918, in Tumbad village, western India, on a rainy day, a young woman, the narrator's mother, visits a mansion in the rain. As she arrives dressed in a red robe, she goes to the lord, Sarkar, who houses the goddess. She is his mistress, and she touches him romantically. As she touches him, she realizes it seems as if he won't finish up early and reminds him of his mother, which she calls the monstrous hag will soon wake up, and she needs to feed her before she wakes. He tells her to stop saying evil things, and the woman won't wake up. She asks for the gold coin he had promised her. That is the last coin remaining with Hastar, but he tells her the coin isn't a joke, and should be earned. So she should work more for him and earn the coin. On the other hand, Vinayak runs home with his younger brother Sadashiv. The door is locked, and Sadashiv asks about his mother's whereabouts. Vinayak tells him their mother will be at no other place than the Sarkar's home. Sadashiv wonders if they do not need to enter the house and asks his brother who will feed the old witch. Vinayak replies that they will have to wait till their mother arrives, and when he also realizes it's getting too late, he takes the key to open the house. He goes to prepare a meal for the witch. As he prepares the meal, his brother asks him if the woman has ever woken up. He replies negatively and also says he has never fed the woman before. He takes the meal, gives it to Sadashiv, and asks Sadashiv to take it to the woman. Luckily, their mother arrives. She feeds the witch but slaps Vinayak for his carelessness. During a conversation between Vinayak and his mother, he asks if Sarkar has given them the coin. She tells him he has it, and the coin is so important that it has to be earned. He comments and asks that being Sarkar's mistress for years is not enough to win the coin. He asks his mother to threaten Sarkar by telling him she won't take care of his ancestor again. At about the same time, the old woman wakes up. She attempts to break her chains, but Vinayak's mother goes to threaten her in the name of Hastar. The following day, they find out Sarkar is dead. Vinayak's mother returns home and announces to Vinayak that since Sarkar is dead, there is nothing left for them in that kingdom, so they are relocating to Pune the next day. Vinayak asks about the hidden treasure in Sarkar's home. He says the mansion is their inheritance and they should find it, but his mother reminds him that Sarkar has been looking for that treasure all his years, so it certainly doesn't exist. Vinayak leaves the house angrily, and Sadashiv, on the tree, asks Vinayak what Pune is. Vinayak tries to explain that Pune is a city. After the conversation, Sadashiv falls off the tree and hits his head on the rock. Vinayak's mother hurriedly calls a cart to take them to the hospital. She tells Vinayak to feed the older woman that night, and if the woman wakes up, he should threaten her in Hastar's name. In the cart, Sadashiv dies. His mother tells the driver to drive her to Sarkar's mansion. At home, Vinayak attempts to prepare the woman's food. He hears that she has woken up, and he goes towards her cage. She asks him to enter. With greed, he enters, so he will ask her for the treasure. As he does so, she attempts to eat him, and he tries to remember Hastar's name, but keeps mentioning the wrong name. She chases him outside the cage. Fortunately, he remembers the name. His mother arrives, and she cries to him. She forces him out of the house, and they take the boat. He keeps insisting that they should return and beg Grandma so she will tell them where the treasure is, but she refuses. She gives him the one piece taken from Sarkar's mansion. She tells him one piece isn't enough and threatens to throw the piece of gold into the water, but his selfishness doesn't allow him. She asks him to swear to her that he will never return to Tumbad again. He reluctantly makes her the promise. However, 15 years later, frustrated with his poverty, he returns to his home in Tumbad. He sees a tree growing with a heart as its root and finds out his grandma is still alive, and the tree is growing in her. He asks for the treasure, and she begs him never to go there. She tells him her punishment for going there is to be immortal, and if he doesn't want to create another evil Link, he should not go there. However, she tells him to help her by burning her so she can die, and he says he will only help her if he knows where the treasure is. She eventually confesses that it is in a well in the goddess's womb. He goes to Shakar's house. He finds that since Hastur didn't get the food, Hastur is hungry. So he takes some flour, kneads it into a dough, and uses it to distract Hastur while he picks some gold from Hastur. He successfully takes 3 gold coins. He sells it to pay his debts, and he keeps going for more. He sells to his former master Raghav. He keeps bringing coins for money until Raghav becomes a debtor. Raghav owns a soldier, Sergeant Cooper, some money, and Cooper informs him he needs the money before his redeployment in a month. He goes to Vinayak's house and meets his wife. He keeps his wife's company for a while before Vinayak arrives, injured from Tumbad. He tells Vinayak they could be business partners and share the loss and gains, but Vinayak refuses. He tells Raghav that he can always borrow his money if needed. Vinayak becomes rich, his wife gets pregnant, and gives birth to their son named Pandurang. 2 days before the end of the ultimatum Cooper gave Raghav, Cooper reminds him to bring the money. Raghav desires the treasure for himself, so he takes his widowed daughter to Vinayak. He tells him he wants to sell the girl to him to redeem his 800 rupees debt, and Vinayak accepts that the girl stays upstairs. At night, the girl shows Vinayak 50 rupees. She asks him for 50 rupees more, so she will tell him where she got the first 50 rupees. He pays her and goes to meet her. As they make out, she tells him Raghav sent her to make him stay home for 2 days so he will be able to steal the treasure. Raghav assumes his plan has worked. He goes to Tumbad the following day, but Vinayak tails him. Vinayak watches him as he enters the goddess's womb, but Hastur catches him and turns him into a demon. He attaches him to the wall of the womb. Vinayak goes there with a rope, keeps Hastur busy with the floor, and burns Raghav's body to save him from eternal pain. At home, his wife gets angry at the widower and sends her away. 14 years later in 1947, their son Pandurang is now training on how to get the coins, and since Vinayak is now old, he finds it difficult to smuggle and bring coins home. So one night he tells Pandurang's mother to prepare her son and floor for the next day. In the car to Tumbad, he tells Pandurang the story he narrated in the beginning. As they arrive at the house, he teaches Pandurang how to knead the dough. He warns him never to go outside the floor circle greedily. They enter the well and make the floor circle. Since Hastur didn't get the food, he is scared of floor, and he also likes floor so that he won't come for them in the circle. They knead some hard pebbles into the dough to keep Hastur busy. Pandurang brings along a doll, though despite his father's instruction. Greedily, Pandurang throws the doll dough at Hastur and tries to go for more gold, thereby putting them in danger. His father saves him, and as they escape, he hits Pandurang and warns him of his greed. He gives him 1 coin as his first pay but instructs him not to sell it. Pandurang takes it and shows his mother. That night, he takes his coin to his father's mistress. He tells her he is now his father's partner, and if he grows old, he will marry her. She collects it and shows Vinayak the next day. This gets Vinayak angry and he beats Pandurang mercilessly. Pandurang advises that they can get the whole of Hastur's loincloths and produce coins for themselves, but Vinayak calls him selfish. Pandurang reminds him that since Hastur is always hungry, they can make several dough dolls and use them to distract him at once, so they will take the cloth. He accepts the idea and they go to Tumbad with several doughs. As they enter the well and Pandurang starts bringing out the dolls, Hastur keeps multiplying, so much that there is enough Hastur for each doll with them. They get trapped and switch off their lantern. Vinayak figures there is no way they can escape, so while Pandurang is asleep, he ties all the dough to his body. He tells his son to run away while he puts himself as a sacrifice to Hastur. The following day, as the coast gets cleared, Pandurang sees his father, who is now a monster. He stretches his hands forward to give him the loincloth. Pandurang rejects the cloth, seeing what their greed has turned his father into. In tears, he burns his father's body and walks away as the movie ends. Thanks for watching the recap. Kindly subscribe to our channel to get notifications when we post the new recap. See you next time.